What you're looking at on your screen right now is a pretty familiar sight, that being the common white clover. While this can be found pretty much everywhere outdoors, not many people choose to utilize its edible qualities. It can be eaten raw or cooked, and while I'm using it in a tea today, you can certainly use it to top your salads or other dishes. The clover has a lot of untapped potential, and if we really just seize that potential, I think that you can see just how accessible food is everywhere, all around you, if you have the proper knowledge. So I'm going to help you guys identify 3 different types of clover, not just this type of clover, but we'll start the video off with the white clover on your screen right now. The flower of white clover is pretty unmistakable. Everybody knows it because it's such a trademark and can be found everywhere. However, when the clover is not in season and it's not flowering, it's important to pay attention to the leaves. As you can see here, the leaves are circular and not heart-shaped. A lot of people get it mixed up for yellowwood sorrel, which has heart-shaped leaves instead of these circular leaves. So when it's not flowering, you have to pay attention to the shape of the leaves. This is a variety of clover known as lesser trefoil. Now, this is not very well known in comparison with the other varieties, simply because the flowers are a little bit less showy. You can see that on the red and white clover, the flowers are a little bit bigger. Here, the flowers are much smaller. They have the same characteristic round leaves. However, the flowers look somewhat like sorrel, so you have to pay attention to the pattern. The flowers here are more balled up, whereas on a sorrel, they have more defined petals. Look at how this lesser trefoil intermixes its growth with the white clover variety. You can see that these clovers tend to grow within a close proximity to each other. So if there's one thing to be learned from this video, it's that when you're in the field and you see one clover, there's a high chance that there's another type of clover close by. Here we have an absolute monster of a white spruce tree. If you can recall from 2 videos ago, I used Norway spruce needles to add some flavor to my mullein tea. Here I'm doing the same thing, but with a white spruce tree. They both share that great citrusy flavor, which is characteristic of a spruce tree. You really have to get to know it though, it's kind of an acquired taste. Now this is the last variety that I'm going to go over in this video, and this you're probably thinking is the common red clover, but it's actually not red clover. Now this is what they call hare's foot clover, and you can see by the flower there that these are very fuzzy when they flower, and that is one key distinction between this and the red clover. The red clover has a much more prominent flower that's not fuzzy at all. And another distinction is red clover, as I showed you guys before, actually has sort of oval to even circular shaped leaves. These leaves are much narrower than the leaves that you're going to find on a red clover flower. So there's a couple key distinctions, but they're both edible. So I'm going to be taking this back into the kitchen where I'm going to be making a tea with all of the clovers that I've found thus far. Now that I'm done with the picking, I'm going to head back to the kitchen while you guys enjoy some of the B-roll footage which I shot out here. Alright, we are back in my kitchen. On the left here we have some of the spruce needles, and over here on the right we have an assortment of clovers. It was really hard to actually sort these by variety since the lesser trefoil flowers are just so small, but hopefully you guys can make out all the varieties in there. Look at that, we have all of the elements of the tea in the pot with the water absorbing all of the flavor. Now, a lot of people go to the trouble to make a tea bag, but really it doesn't make a difference whether you have a tea bag or not, as long as all the flavors are in the pot at once. These greens are completely colorless and therefore flavorless, but they actually still have a great aroma to them. Unfortunately, they're very smoky, so these are going to have to head out into the compost. Otherwise, they would just smoke up the room. Before I get to the outro, I'd just like to tell you guys that this video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. Just kidding, this game is stupid, and I don't know why they sponsor literally every single channel on YouTube, but it has to stop, so don't buy this game because I'm sick of seeing ads for it. And that is gonna be the video. This was a clover and spruce needle tea with a garnish of some spearmint, which I found while I was out foraging actually. So hopefully you guys enjoy this video. I'm trying to improve the editing quality, so tell me how I did in the comments down below. I will catch you guys in the next video. It's going to be a fun one. Peace out, plant people. Goodbye.